Turbo 51 over here. I hope you're having a splendid day wherever you are in the world. Guys, it's time for round number 12, the final round before we would head into the summer break of the Formula 1 season. And guys, because F1 2020 is so close, I'm telling you guys right now, there will not be a summer break video for this season. We are just going to go straight on into Belgium. But guys, we are on a massive momentum spike. We have 2 victories on the trot, trying to go for our 3rd in a row. But heading towards the performance chart, it is us in McLaren still leading the way from Racing Point at P2, Red Bull on our P3, Mercedes P4, Haas P5. Remember to drop that like down below. It's only going to take you 2 seconds. Thank you very much. I love you. 6th it is Ferrari, 7th Alfa Romeo, 8th is Williams, 9th Renault, and Scuderia Toro Rosso are just falling behind even more. The poor Scuderia Toro Rosso team. But guys, heading into this weekend, I am very, very excited. Like I told you guys, we have got 2 victories on the trot from Silverstone and then to Germany, and we're going to try and make it 3 in a row. But that is not going to be an easy task. As you guys can see, I'm pushing very hard already in practice, and this was with one of my reruns of the track acclimatization program. But this is the track that I suck at the most on the F1 calendar. Hungary by far. It's between Hungary and USA, which I suck at the most, but I think Hungary will win at the end of the day. So to keep our winning streak going is going to be very hard, and you guys can bet that Lukas Weber and my teammate Devon Butler are going to try and stop me. But without further ado, let's head straight to qualifying.
The excitement is starting to build here at the Hungaro Ring as the lights are about to go green for today's qualifying session. We expect some cars out on track any moment now. Now then, Anthony Davidson, you're not getting any younger, but you have been involved in your fair share of qualifying sessions in an illustrious 30-year career. How do you deal with the pressure when you have that one chance to deliver a perfect lap?
It's not so much about dealing with the pressure, it's more about how you approach the risk and just how much of it are you willing to take. You're constantly balancing the car on the edge of grip from braking, cornering and traction. And over the course of a lap, it's easy to get that balance wrong. And that's why achieving the perfect lap is almost impossible. As you say, I've been doing this 30 years now, and it never gets any easier.
Guys, jumping straight to the end of our final lap in Q1. We unfortunately had to thrash 2 sets of soft tires. And guys, already what I talked about in the beginning of the video is starting to show its head. Guys, the pace around Hungary is just not with me. The car's got the pace. I am the problem this weekend. As we come across the line, we only manage P13, 1.5 seconds off of the pace setter Pierre Gasly, but he pulled out a massively quick time. So you guys can basically say without Pierre Gasly's very fast time, we're still a second off the pace, which is now good. Heading into Q2, you guys can see I strap on the mediums. I just tried my luck. I'm always going to try my luck with it, guys. If I can get through Q2 on the mediums, it gives you possibly the best race strategy. And yeah, heading into this next part, you guys can see I'm really pushing the boundaries. And yeah, the mediums are really a good tire here around Hungary, but actually one of the very few tracks where the hard tire is actually the best tire to be on when it comes to race pace, not quali pace. We come across the line.
Right, coming at the end of this lap.
We only better our time by 600ths of a second, which is 0.06. That gives you guys an idea. So it's 0.60. There we go. Finally, I get it out. But
all personnel be aware. Car leaving.
Thank you, Jeff 2.0. Well, no. Jeff 2.0 is a project car. Sorry, Jeff. We're back with the normal Jeff. I'm sorry. But guys, let's go for a beautiful lap here around the Hungaro Ring. As you guys can see, I'm confident in the car, but I'm not confident in myself. And I know you guys are going to be like, but what the hell does that mean? Trust me, I can go through some of these corners so much faster, but I'm just not comfortable with this track. Hungary has always had my number, and it's a track that I really have to grind out to get used to. But as you guys can see, we are P13 as we head to the end of Q2, and I'm just hoping and praying we get into Q3. Otherwise, we've got a problem.
Slower than Devon. Devon is faster.
Why would you tell me that in the middle of my flying lap? Seriously, Jeff, your timing really sucks. But in any case, guys, heading into this beautiful S section here at Hungary. It's also not a quadruple. It's 5 quarters in a row, which makes the SS. But not the point. No, it's 4. Oh, left, right, left, right. No, it's 4. It is a quadruple. It is a quadruple. See, I'm not stupid. But as you guys can see, heading into towards the final sector, the right-hander, I go massively wide there as I overdrive the car. Into the second to last corner, the final 2 corners here at Hungary are hairpins, as you guys know. And heading into the final corner, we tap down to the gear 4th, you get the power down as early as possible, mount the curve on the outside, open up DRS, and we come across the line in P! Oh boy. Are you kidding me? 3/100th of a second. Guys, I missed out on Q3 by 0,030. Are you kidding me? No, man, that is just not fair.
Bad luck in qualifying. That's not exactly ideal. But there's no points for Saturday. Keep a cool head and make up for it in the race.
Gee, Emma, you don't say, dollface. Oh, no. Guys, P11. Hopefully, this is a blessing in disguise, but I highly doubt it.
It's always wonderful to come back to the lively Hungaro ring. A popular destination this, nice and close to the beautiful city of Budapest, with some exciting racing to boot. Who can forget Michael Schumacher pushing his old teammate Rubens Barrichello up towards the pit wall in 2010, or those great races of 2014 and 2015 as well. We're northeast of Budapest for the race today at the 2.7-mile Hungaro ring circuit. 14 corners here, 8 to the right and 6 to the left, on a track where downforce is king and passing is notoriously difficult. Anthony Davidson is here once again for today's Grand Prix. Let's talk about O'Connor. No grip penalties, no mitigating circumstances, just a poor qualifying performance and a very disappointing start position for them today.
They'll have a sinking feeling as they look up from the cockpit and realise they're in a different postcode to the start line for sure. But the one positive they can hold on to is that the car is quick and they can make their way through the field.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Butler, Sainz, Sergio Perez and Gasly. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Weber, Giovinazzi, Norris and O'Connor. Verstappen, Vettel, Valtteri Bottas and Magnussen, Albon, Grosjean, George Russell and Kimi Raikkonen. Kvyat and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, the run into turn 1 isn't too long, so the pack will be bunched up. Take care.
Thank you, Jeff 2.0. Guys, please hit the subscribe down below. Don't forget to ding the bell to never miss a future episode. If you are new to the channel, hashtag welcome to the family. Guys, this race, I'm going bold. I'm going crazy. Starting on the tie, which I said in qualifying is the best to be on. Starting on the hards, going to the mediums for my final stint. And like I said, I hope this is a blessing in disguise. All I have to do is stay with the leaders for as long as possible. But without further ado, jam with me on the formation lap, yeah! for the Hungarian Grand Prix as we head to 5 red lights. And it's go, go, go for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton on the front row as we head down the main straight into the first quarter. Charles is trying to cover off Lewis Hamilton, which he does successfully. My teammate Devon Butler is around the outside to try and steal the lead from the Mercedes and the Ferrari. Mostly the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc. He's around the outside, side by side with Charles Leclerc as we head into the third quarter. Very tight and twisty through this next part. Can Devon get the move done? Yes, he does. And that is the McLaren into the lead of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Epic, epic, epic stuff there from Devon Butler coming from P3 on the grid. Amazing start there from Devon Butler. As you guys can also see, the Racing Points are really trying to come through the field. But as we all know, Hungary, the Hungaroring, is Monaco without the barriers. To pass at this track is an absolute freaking headache. You really have to have the perfect run coming out of the final corner. That is really the only place to overtake. But guys, we jump back to my POV for my start from P10 on the grid thanks to one singular penalty from Max Verstappen. You guys can see heading into the first quarter, I'm very brave onto the brakes. There's a bunch of front wing parts flying there. I made a little bit of contact there with Mr. Lando Norris. I was just a little bit too late onto the brakes, guys. I'm thinking that I'm still on soft tires and forgot that I was on the hard. But luckily we get the move done on Lando. So I apologize to all the Lando Norris fans out there. That was a little bit my fault. I did get a little bit of a slap on the wrist from the stewards. I was under stewards investigation for that contact. They didn't think it was necessary to give me a penalty, but I got a stiff warning. So, as we go up the inside of Mr. Lucas Weber, heading into the chicane. As you guys can see, as soon as I saw Weber, I was just like, nope, you're getting past. You're getting past, buddy. But yeah, guys, heading into this next section, you guys can see it's very tight and twisty. But heading into the final sector, it is still Devon Butler leading the way from Charles Leclerc in P2. Lewis Hamilton, for the first time in a while, having a very solid race in P3. It is Sergio Perez in P4, Carlos Sainz P5, Pierre Gasly P6, Antonio Giovinazzi is in P7. The first 7 cars are all from different teams on the grid. That is fantastic to see in Formula 1. And then following right behind Giovinazzi, it is myself in P8, Lukas Weber is in P9, and Max Verstappen is in P10, who has already overtaken Lando Norris, who I'm sure has dove into the pit lane. As you guys can see here, this is actually Lukas Weber trying to go for a move. Oh my great goodness. Guys, Lukas tried to go for a move. I pinched him to the apex, he hit the brakes, and Max Verstappen was an innocent bystander. There was nothing that Max could do about that. Poor Max Verstappen is now... His race is ruined with that whole sequence. He will have to come into the pit lane to swap in a new front wing. But guys, heading on to a very few laps later, you guys can see I'm going up the inside of Antonio Giovinazzi. Just like back at Hockenheim, the soft tires really fall off quickly here in Hungary. They literally last basically double what they lost in Hockenheim. Hockenheim, they don't last more than 6 laps if you're really easy on them. Then you come to Hungary, they do about 8. But in my language, they basically do double, because at Hockenheim I did 4. Here they will do about 8 for me. So, yeah. But in the case, you guys can see that there was not Max Verstappen, Lukas Weber getting past Antonio Giovinazzi. This is Mr. Charles Leclerc. Guys, right behind my teammate Devon Butler. And what just happened? Guys, what just happened to my teammate Devon Butler? Guys, I think we just saw a glitch for the first time on our channel. What? No, this is unfair. Guys, what just happened there is what has been defining Devon Butler's luck this whole season. He's leading the Hungarian Grand Prix, and trust the game to glitch now to send him all the way down to P6. That is just sad. I'm honestly speechless. I do not know what to say about that. Yeah. Guys, once again, the victory has been stolen from underneath Devon Butler's nose. Because what's he going to do now? There's nothing he can do about it. He is now stuck behind all the other cars, and to make a move here around Hungary is a very tall task. Oh, Devon, I'm so sorry. Guys, I swear, if I am in a proper position at the end of this season to win the championship comfortably, I will legit let Devon Butler pass to get a win this season, because he really deserves it. He has been driving phenomenally. His race starts are absolutely spectacular. I mean, Butler, I'm so sorry, but I know I hated you back in F2, and you probably are still quite a big hiney, but you know what? You race good, and this is just sad. But then he gets, guys, this is now Sergio Perez diving it into the pit lane. And he is coming out onto a set of hard tires. And guys, this is what I was thinking. Remember, I have now been released into the lead and I can push crazy. These hard tires will run the whole race if you have to. They are literally that durable. And Sergio Perez, who avoided that whole conundrum of everybody diving it into the pit lane the previous lap, has avoided being held up like all these other drivers were. And for that, Sergio Perez is now battling for the lead with Lewis Hamilton, the net lead, the net P1. And he gets Lewis on the inside, but Lewis is still there. He is not keeping that Mercedes behind. Lewis wants to get that Merc ahead, back ahead of the racing point, but he has to yield. And that is now Sergio Perez. I need to stop swapping Perez and Weber, and I need to stop swapping Weber and Butler. But in any case, here you guys can see this is actually, is that Roman Grosjean or Carlos Sainz? I think that is actually my former teammate Roman Grosjean making a beautiful move there on the Renault. Not that that has anything to do about the race, I just thought that was quite a beautiful move. And as you guys can see here, guys, there was not a lot of action in this race, I have to be honest. It's Hungary. And as you guys see, I dive it into the pit lane. Oh, this is actually Roman Grosjean. Turbo, you are no longer in a horse, you frickin' nincompoop. In any case, guys, Roman Grosjean dives it into the pit lane to go from his mediums to the hards. And guys, back to the story of myself. The reason I took the hards in the beginning, when the softs start falling off at around about lap 5, the hards are already quicker. But the hards last longer than the mediums. The mediums will start falling off after lap 10 if you start the race on them due to the heavy fuel in the car. So the hards to me were the best bet to go very long, and when the car was lighter, strap on the mediums and push like an absolute stabbed rat. And guys, even with worn hards, I was able to match Devon Butler, Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton, Sergio Perez, who are the guys that I'm trying to challenge for this race win. I was matching them with 8 lap all the tires, plus minus. So you guys can see that the hards really is a good tire around Hungary, even though I think 99% of the time they are terrible tires. But around Hungary, they're not too shabby. So you guys see we jump onto the POV of the man that started this Grand Prix in first place, Mr. Charles Leclerc. Guys, I have worked wonders with my strategy. Look at that. We come out in P3 on brand spanking new medium tires. And with all due respect to the AI, what are they going to do now? What are they gonna do now? We have got the tires, we have got the car, we have got the pace. It is time to make some moves. Sergio Perez is now the race leader from Lewis Hamilton in P2, myself in P3, Charles Leclerc in P4. P5 it is Mr. Pierre Gasly, and in P6 it is Mr. Carlos Sainz, I think, I hope, yes. And as you guys see, heading into the chicane, I do to Hamilton what I did to Lukas Weber at the beginning of the race, and that was absolutely beautiful. Guys, just quickly, let's rerun through the top 6 because I did do it wrong. Perez from myself in P2, Hamilton P3. It is actually my teammate Devon. No. P4 it is Leclerc. P5 it is Gasly. P6 it is my teammate Devon Butler. And as you guys see, getting to the end of lap 19 to start lap 20, you guys can see into the braking zone. There is nothing that Perez can do about me. He is so slow in the braking zones. Heading into the final corner, I take a wide line to get the best possible exit. I run immensely high aero here at Hungary. As you guys see, overtake mode on the ERS. We pull to the outside.
Teammate behind is 1.9 seconds.
Thank you, Jeff, but your timing sucks. We are around the outside of Sergio Perez, and that is the lead of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Guys, we started at P10. Woo! Qualifying was a blessing in disguise, but you guys cannot take away. My strategy worked to a T. My strategy worked out perfectly, and we take the lead of the Hungarian Grand Prix. And as we end lap 21 and start lap 22, you guys can already see I'm running away with this. It is ourselves leading the way in our McLaren, from Sergio Perez in P2, Lewis Hamilton P4, Lewis Hamilton P3, Charles Leclerc P4. It is Pierre Gasly P5. My teammate Devon Butler is in P6. P7, where's P7? P7, it is actually the second Red Bull of Sebastian Vettel. P8, it is Mr. Carlos Sainz, with Lukas Weber in P9, having an absolutely terrible race. And the last car in the top 10 is Mr. Roman Grosjean. And guys, here's the man that made very hefty contact with the very Mr. Lukas Weber, the one of the 3 championship contenders. Guys, this is Max Verstappen trying to fight his way back through the field, who basically adjusted his strategy to be exactly the same as mine when he came into the pit lane. He went from soft to hards and then on to mediums. Hey guys, with this, I'm going to give a little bit of a spoiler till the end of the race. Max stole my fastest lap. I was a little bit cheesed off at that, but not too bad. I mean, I'm dominating this race, and I didn't actually think that Max would go for this, so I wasn't really pushing for fastest lap. It just came out naturally, and I also didn't want to wear my tires too bad, because heating is an issue here around Hungary. But look at Max Verstappen, this guy's balls! He hung around the outside of the final corner of Roman Grosjean, and he is now into P10 to at least get 2 championship points, because fastest lap earns you 1 championship point and P10 another one. So he will get 2 championship points, but it's a very, very small gift for all the hard work that Max Verstappen has done. But guys, that is all that happened in this very crazy Hungarian Grand Prix. Guys, a strategy that worked perfect, and I think it's for the first time ever I am gonna give myself driver of the day. No, I'm gonna give my team of the day. I'm not driver of the day. Driver of the day has to go to Max Verstappen after that crazy comeback. McLaren, you guys are the team of the day for pulling off an awesome strategy as we take our 3rd win in a row.
Great job. You've done everything we wanted today.
A beautiful performance from McLaren today. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
I think we'll chalk this one up to a deft touch on the brake pedal. That's allowed them to challenge down the inside into the braking zones, and ultimately, if you do that often enough, you end up winning the race. It was great to watch as well though, wasn't it? Forget strategy, forget tyre management. Who doesn't love a good old-fashioned scrap?
Our drivers are making their way out for the podium celebrations, and it's going to be McLaren picking up the winner's trophy. Congratulations to the entire team for that fantastic performance. So let's review the updated driver standings. Despite the best efforts of our championship lead, an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
I have to give it to O'Connor. They pushed and found some fantastic performance. It was just a pleasure to watch.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. The current championship leaders still hold top spot, but that gap is getting smaller. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Yes, guys, I'm clapping because we are now 3 wins in a row strong. 3 wins in a row. Silverstone, Hockenheim, Hungaroring. I mean, and this is the track that I suck at the most. To take this win around Hungary felt so good. I felt it till in my tippy toes. I felt it in my bones. Yeah! Get in there, lad. Damn, this felt amazing. And even better, we can renegotiate our contract, which we failed the previous time, finally.
Great work this weekend. It was fantastic to see you up on that podium.
Oh, Emma, it was fantastic to stand on top of the podium. Weber, you are officially the hunted, and boy, I'm coming for you with a lot of speed, a lot of acceleration, and a lot of tight corners. It is time to fight for the World Championship with our former Formula 2 teammate. The time for war has begun.
They aren't coming round to that proposal. Let's try something else.
But on another note, we are aiming a bit high with this contract negotiation. So guys, I'm going to take simulation development and pit stop efficiency. I'm going to take back to level 1. Because we only need 2 upgrades per department, really. The other 2 are the critical ones, the race bonus and the upgrade speed. And I'm going to take my expected quali and race positions down a bit. And let's see if the team agrees with this one.
Okay, that proposal looks good. It seems all parties are happy with the deal, so it'll commence at the next race weekend.
Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, spanker on the booty. Yeah, almost a perfect contract, guys. But guys, that has been this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for staying till the end. We are on a roll. 3 wins on the trot. I think that has deserved your like. Please go down below, drop a like. It's only going to take you 2 seconds. It helps me out a lot. Thank you very much. Also, share this video with your friends. please, 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 please tag me in your post or your story and I will give you a shout out in a future video. Remember, Instagram and Twitter. And finally, guys, if you are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe down below. Don't forget to ding that bell to never miss a future episode on this crazy cool channel. Love you guys, and I'll see y'all next time when we head to Spa-Francorchamps. Love you guys. Cheers!